But me innocent, me never do nothing to nobody. Them say, I saw it go. Just like gone on YouTube, to give your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today's video is asking the question, should the names of sex offenders in Jamaica be publicized? Should it be public records? I'm going to be giving my opinion with an answer and tell you why. But that doesn't mean I want my answer to overrule all. You know, as you know, in this channel, I'm all about sharing my opinion and my reasons, and also listening to your comments, your opinion, your reasons, and then who knows, maybe I will do a secondary video that says whether you sway me to think different than I originally think, or whether you confirm my views. The prosecution office in Jamaica is considering publicizing the name of sex offenders, meaning people who are found guilty on crimes surrounding sexual offenses should be public records. Their name should be public records. I immediately says no. I don't think it's a good thing. And before y'all get crazy, just listen to my reasoning. When you hear the term sex offense, you have to understand that it's a broad range. Sex offense includes the simplest, which is sexual assault. That could be a verbal sexual assault or a physical sexual assault by touching. It could be to the intensity of physical rape, intercourse through rape. And sexual offense also cover child molesting. That could be sex with an underage individual, whether that's male or female, and it could also involve the sickest of all, which is pedophile. You know, when an adult sexually assault an infant, whether that's by genital penetration or by any form of inappropriate touching. So you have to take that in consideration. And though one or two may bother you or offend you more than the other, you have to also understand that they all come under the category of sexual offense. The reasons why I say no, the names of sexual offenders should not be publicized is, first and foremost, not because someone is found guilty in court necessarily mean that he or she is guilty. So that is my number one reason. My number one reason is courts are not perfect. Rulings are not perfect. Judges are not perfect. Prosecutors are not perfect. So because of that, because of me not having 100% trust and confidence in the judicial system, whether that's in Jamaica, America, England, Canada, Russia, wherever in the world, it's not a perfect system. It has been established over years that many innocent people have been found guilty and sent to prison, and most they get back in return is oops, sorry, or some compensation of the sort. So for that reason, I think sexual offenders' names should not be published, because in this case, the good might suffer for the bad. But on the flip side, I also understand that if we don't publish the name, the bad may get away with flying under the radar because of the sake of the good. So we have to weigh it up and see which one do we think is worth sacrificing more. So it kind of puts us in a, what we say in Jamaica, a rock and a hard place. Again, I say no, because one, the judicial system is not perfect, and two, because it is a wide range that sexual offenders cover. Let's say, for example, an 18-year-old male who had sexual intercourse with a 17-year-old female, but weren't aware of her age, or even if he was aware of her age, do I believe that person should be put in the same category as a 50-year-old man who sexually molested a 1-year-old baby boy or girl? No. Under the eyes of the law, if the female is not at the age of sexual consent, even by a day, under the eyes of the law, the adult, the 18-year-old in this case, would be seen as a sexual offender. That's just how the law works. It's strict and it doesn't leave any wiggle room for leniency. Even so, let me widen the range even more. Let's say it's a female who is 45 years old. And let's say it's a youngster, a boy who is 16 years old. And they had sexual relations. Whether she knew or not that he was 16, under the eyes of the law, she's guilty of sex with a minor and, or in Jamaica, I think it's called sex with an underage individual. So she is guilty. And under the eyes of the law, that is a crime. But to our eyes outside of the law, it is a crime, but it is not deplorable as an innocent child who cannot speak for itself or defend itself to be assaulted. It's troubling because there's two sides to it. We need to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt for this person to be on this list. Some people, just for lighter sentences, take plea bargains. So they take guilty pleas and they end up being guilty in the eyes of the law. Does that person deserve to be on a list even though he or she was forced into a guilty plea situation? So for me, I believe that guilty people under any circumstances in any category of crimes deserve to be punished under the law. But we do know that there are many cases where, because of poor defense tactic, people are found guilty. Because of prosecutional aggressiveness, people are found guilty. We also know that because of attitudes of judges, maybe tired, maybe bored, maybe fed up with what's going on in the country, people are found guilty. So we have to take all this in account. Let me clear it up by saying, if there's guilt proven beyond a reasonable doubt, meaning there is no other chance that this person could be found innocent, I believe then those people should be named and shamed. I believe that after they do their time in prison, there should be public records of them, for the simple fact that I believe it prevents such crime from recurring. So that is a plus. But we have to we are walking a thin line here, because here's the thing about us as human beings. We are quick to vote for a particular punishment because it doesn't affect us personally, until it affects us personally, until we find ourselves in a situation and we go, well, but me innocent, I never do nothing to nobody. Them say, I saw it go. And that alone makes you want to vote against what you already voted for years before or months before. So we have to take our selfish views out of it and broaden it. You know, we have to put ourselves in the situation, because there are many relationships today, and I would just put it out there and says, in Jamaica, there are many relationships where these children that are 16, 17, because they look so mature in appearance, in physical appearance, and because Jamaica doesn't have a system where everybody has an identification, or it is kind of like a killjoy when dating someone to just ask, show me your identification. I want to make sure that you're this old or you're of the age of consent. There are cases where younger females flirts with older men, and there are cases where older women have a thing for younger men, not so much wanting to rock the cradle, but boys lie about their ages, just like girls lie about their ages. So when you fall into a situation like that, I think it's unfair for those persons who are found guilty in court under the law to be on the same list as a pedophile. Someone who touches a female inappropriately as she was walking through a party or whatever, grab her ass, or just out of the blue stroked her breast area, he's guilty of a crime. That is sexual assault. But does that person deserve to be in the same list as someone who goes around kindergarten molesting little children? So that's where I'm like, no, I don't think it's fair to publish the record of sex offenders. I believe it's fair to publish the records of sex offenders in the category of, say, pedophile, or say sex with people underage. But sexual assault, as in just touching, to be categorized with someone who physically penetrated a child, they are both sexual offenses, but they're just not in the same category. That's how I feel about the situation. But like I said at the beginning of this particular video, I'm all ears to hear you guys disagree and counteract my view or my argument with your personal point of view in the arguments. I'm going to leave it at that for now, guys. As you know, in this channel, I appreciate thumbs up and thumbs down, agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, each one teach one. You've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. Other ways that you can support this channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. But the most important way to support my channel is to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future uploads. The third way to support this channel is to go to my Teespring account and purchase in any of my merch. And the fourth way that you can support this channel is joining me in Patreon to give me a contribution to help me to do what I do here on YouTube. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys for checking out my video and ask that you continue to join me, ENT Sabas, here on YouTube to see where my journey takes me. Until next time, peace.